Marketing Solutions aims to partner with you to improve your digital marketing by clarifying your marketing message and finding you the right people to have as customers and open up your business growth opportunities. So he's going to be teaching us about Facebook and Messenger marketing today. Cool. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you. Come on in. Big applause. All right. So, as Charlotte was saying, my name is Stefan, and I did this talk back in March, and it was timed right at the time when the whole Facebook and Cambridge Analytica thing was happening. There was the Messenger bot pause that was happening, so nobody kind of knew what was going on. Hello.
Sorry.
And so kind of threw things a little bit because we'd run a competition at the time to win a Messenger strategy session, and we didn't actually know whether it was going to come back online or not. It took about a month or so for that to happen. It's a continuation of that talk. I've got some notes here, so I'll probably use these for guidance. Been in the digital marketing space since 2004, when I was building websites for the company that I worked for and sending out emails, all of that stuff. Got made redundant and chose to be a stay-at-home dad with a small child, and they're kind of growing up now. So about nearly 2 years ago, I decided to get out of my PJs, working from home, and come down to the orchard. And it's just been really growing since then. What else? Since probably about 2 years ago, I had a bit of a pivot in my business, well, quite a large one, where I decided I wasn't going to build websites anymore and started learning about becoming a digital marketing specialist. And so really moving into consulting, Facebook, advertising, and have partnered up with Adam Worley, and we're doing skills labs, so a lot of teaching and training and workshops and all of that sort of thing. I've really been passionate about this since I was working for that former company, and we set up a campaign using a website, an email, and a tell a friend form, and it just went absolutely viral worldwide, and we actually had to shut it down because there were so many emails coming in that we couldn't actually fulfill all of the orders. So that really gave me a taste on what the web was all about, and just how if you got it right, you could really amplify your message. So today, learning outcomes, we're going to talk about what is a bot, Facebook and Messenger as a marketing system, who can benefit, the first 3 things to set up. There's a rule, the 24+1 rule, and some examples of how you can actually use the platform, which will give you an idea of how it all works. So last time I did this talk, I was halfway through it and somebody put up their hand and said, well, what's a bot? So who here knows what a bot is? I've got one little tentative hand, half one, So basically, bot is short for robot, and it describes a process that happens automatically. Now, it's not really artificial intelligence, although it kind of is. It's the bots that we're talking about here are human created, and so they don't have the actual capacity to learn. So if you're creating a bot, what will happen is you will get feedback as a human and be able to change the things with the bot. Whereas you've got Google with their artificial intelligence that's happening at the moment, which is just machine learning. So as it's getting data, it's being able to change processes and answers and grow and establish what that artificial intelligence or those bots are about. So in this instance, there's a set of pre-programmed questions and answers which can help businesses to shorten the time spent in their customer service while helping to qualify and segment leads, prospects and customers. So repeating that, qualify and segment leads, prospects and customers. So not everybody's getting the same message all of the time. So from a customer's point of view, what it can do is it can really speed up the response time and get them to the information that they want as quickly as possible. So, why? Why messenger marketing? Well, it could be seen as we're about to ride the biggest wave in digital marketing, because as people understand and grow this platform, and as we move into conversation marketing, there's the potential for it to outstrip email. Email still works to a point, but messenger marketing is a whole new ballgame. It's hard to know which way it's going to go, because we create technology, we put it out there into the world, and sometimes it doesn't get taken up by people. At the moment, it is getting taken up, but I do notice that on some of the bots that I subscribe to, I'm starting to not open their messages, because at the end of the day I realise that they're just trying to sell me something, okay? And that's what happens with email. You see those marketing messages come in and it's like, no, I don't want to buy anything right now. So there's a fine line. Bit of a history. So it started in April 2016 with Messenger. It had actually been, we have been using the technology, messaging, for probably about 25 years now, text messages and all those sorts of things. I've got messages in my Facebook from 2008, and then they created Messenger as a standalone platform back in about 2011. So then in 2016, they've allowed businesses to start interacting with customers. Keep moving along. Right. So there's 1.3 billion active users on the platform, and the open rates average around about 80%. Okay, so email marketing, the average open rates is about 20%. And you can build large lists of subscribers, and very quickly as well, I might add. And who is it for? Well, local businesses, online businesses, real estate, government organisations and CCOs, and many more types of businesses as it starts to grow and expand as we figure it out. And what can you do with it? You can generate leads, you can deliver content, sell products, event registrations, and much more. And the type of content that you can send within Messenger, it's not just text messages. You can send images, including GIFs, audio, and video. And so when you want to get set up, the first things that you want to do is to set up, you can set up a menu. So it can be a little bit like a web page, like a website. So when people hit the bot, they can go to the menu and they can see products, services, contact. And each time they click on something, it opens up a stream of conversation according to what they want. Now, a really good example was, I don't know if anybody noticed that last year with the Whangarei District Council, there was a change in the rubbish collection dates, and trying to find those dates on the website was an absolute nightmare. Now, Timaru District Council have come up with a solution where they've actually got a bot on their website that you can look up. It's called Tim from Timaru, right? And you're within a couple of clicks, you just go, Tim opens up and he says, how can I help you? You say, well, rubbish collection. You click on that. It says, do you want a refuse station or home pickup? Home pickup. Oh, well, the dates are here. Really instant, really quick. And so that's a bot that's on the website. Well, you can do the same thing within Messenger. So as you, as people click around on these different things, it's opening up different streams. And so what you can do is you can start to tag and segment people according to what they want to find out. I will get to that some more a bit later. And you want to also set up a welcome message. So that's basically saying, welcome to the bot. This is the sort of things you can expect from us. And a default reply. So as the bot or the human starts to learn what people are wanting from it, you can start to add different tags, or sorry, not tags, keywords. So if you have a shop that sells baby clothes and somebody's messaging you about baby clothes, you can set that up as a keyword, and then you can have flows or sequences set up that will respond to that, where you can say, oh, are you looking for baby clothes? Okay, well, here's our selection, and you can guide people in that direction. So it does require human input to learn as you go along, but it's all very doable. Just wanted to go through, before we get to that, some stats, okay? 53% of people who message businesses say they're more likely to shop with a business who does Messenger. There are 100,000 monthly active bots already on the platform, and that's growing very quickly. Messenger opens up one-on-one messages with people that you can send to many people at once and get instant replies. You can build large lists of potential clients very quickly and open deep conversations. As I spoke about before, email is very crowded now. There's too many emails being sent. And people are tired of giving away their email addresses to opt into something off a website. Opting into Messenger is way faster and it's frictionless. If you're advertising on Facebook, because the ad inventory on Facebook is getting very crowded now, so it's becoming more and more expensive. The last stats that I saw showed that the cost of Facebook advertising has gone up around about 60% in the last year. So where you were spending $1 before, you're now spending like $1.60. So those costs are climbing all the time. And with Messenger, because Facebook are pushing it, same as when they push video, video is very cheap. With Messenger, what you're able to do, it's costing less basically, because they're pushing the platform. Messenger marketing is instantaneous, so the customer journey can move a lot faster. And you can actually set up Messenger as a whole complete sales funnel without even sending people to a website anymore. You can sell products from there. And as I spoke before, the open rates are much, much higher. All right, so I thought we'd already gone past there. The 24+1 rule. Now this is really important. If you're going to use Messenger for marketing, there's very specific rules and you don't want to break them because you'll end up getting kicked off the platform. So if you're sending a promotional message, right, it can only be sent to somebody within 24 hours of them messaging you. So that's the importance of asking them a question, and if they reply, then you can send a promotional message. So it's a lot harder or more strict than email, because with email, you just get constantly bombarded with messages all the time. Well, Facebook don't want that. They want everybody, all of their users, to have a good experience. So if you start trying to sell all the time, you just get kicked off the platform very, very quickly. 2 or 3 complaints from people and you're gone. Outside of the 24-hour window, so let's just say you had a sale and it started on the Monday and it ended on the Friday. So you send a message out there saying, hey, look, you know, we've got a sale on this week. Is this the sort of thing you'd be interested in? And they say yes. So then you get to send them more details like, okay, well, you can buy this, etc., etc. After that, after they interact, you get one more chance. So that's the 24 hours plus one more chance. So on the Friday, you could say, look, the sale is closing today. Do you want to still come down and buy something, or however you want to put it? So you get one more chance after the 24-hour rule. Because you've got to remember it's a conversation that you're having with people as well. And, you know, who wants to just listen to people constantly bombarding them with a one-way conversation? The example that I wanted to use was just if you walk into a baby shop, right? You walk in there and someone walks up to you and says, do you want to buy this pram, right? Like, I mean, you've got no data on the person whatsoever. This is where using Facebook and Messenger and this conversation marketing, it's just like having a conversation in real time in a shop where you say, hi, how are you? You know, how's your day been, etc., etc. Was there anything specific you were looking for? And then you get an answer. And based on the feedback, the conversation that's happening, you guide people to the area of the shop that you want them to go. So it's not a one-size-fits-all. You're not just sending email blasts to everybody. So, I think we're up to an example. So, this is an example of a competition that we ran, and that was, hold on, I'm just going to do a time check. Okay. Competition that we ran back at the beginning of the year, and it was a very limited time, and the assets that were provided weren't that great. We weren't able to use the Facebook pixel, so we had no data on the people that were visiting websites or anything like that. So we just set up this quick campaign. It was a giveaway. People could get tickets to this particular thing, and once it was over, we gave away 5 tickets, and then we followed everybody up in the broadcast saying, okay, you didn't win, but would you like to buy a ticket anyway? And even the discount on the follow-up was only like 5%, which was basically irrelevant. And we still got 400% return on ad spend, you know, and there was everything that was wrong with the campaign, and yet we still managed to get 400% return. So it really, really works because you are having these conversations and people start to ask more questions. And I wanted to go through a few more examples. So real estate is another really good one. Very hot. Is anybody in real estate here? No hands? Okay. So if people are looking to buy houses, you can put them into a bot, so they subscribe to the bot, and when you have, straight away you can segment people saying like, are you looking for your own home or are you looking for a property to invest in? So you segment them straight away. And if they're looking for investment properties, then you can say, okay, what price range were you looking at? And as the conversation opens up, like, I mean, if they're looking, you know, 200 to 300,000, you say, well, we've got these listings that are available right now, and they can look through. You can include videos of the house that they can look at, all of these different things. And then if they're interested even more, you can actually create a booking through the platform for a viewing. Okay, so it all gets done automatically. And so real estate agents, once the bot's loaded up, it's just a matter of being able to go in there and change the listing as they become available or as they drop off. Restaurants is another good one. So with a restaurant, you could set up a Facebook ad within X radius. So say if it was in Whangarei, you could do it within a radius of say 10 miles of Whangarei, and you could give special offers, discounts, whatever, to get people into the bot, and then you can obviously follow them up later on. We're actually looking at a promotion at the moment with one of the local restaurants. You can use cafes, you can use a bot to give out the Wi-Fi passwords. And then, so if somebody, because at the moment I went down to one cafe and they actually said, oh yeah, and they went off and they got a piece of paper and wrote it on a piece of paper and gave it to me. Well, what you can do is you can set up either a scan code or just get them into the bot where they can just automatically get given back the password that they can just copy and put straight into the Wi-Fi. Off it goes. Very easy.
So they would log into your Facebook page and interact through Messenger that way?
They can do it that way, yes.
To open up the bot.
Yeah, so there are different ways of being able to do it where you can actually give a URL, and that URL directly goes into the feed and subscribes them to the bot, because people have to subscribe, right? Otherwise you can't send messages to people if they're not subscribed, which is, you know, why Facebook obviously want to protect this, because otherwise I could just be sending all of you messages without, you know how people get hold of your email address? It's a lot harder to get hold of your Messenger subscription. You just can't do it. It's locked away. Another example was product launches, and people are starting to do product launches. So rather than putting people into an email list and sending them off to web pages, you can do it all within Messenger. So you could have somebody that you run a Facebook ad saying, look, I've got this new product coming out. People go into the bot, and you can do like what they call a primer video, where you just do like almost like a selfie face video where you're saying, hi, it's me and I've got this product for you. You're going to be really excited about this, blah, blah, blah. The next video that I'm going to show you is about this. And so then they get to consume without having to change between platforms. They're not going off to the email and then onto a website or anything like that. It's all contained within the one ecosystem. And then obviously when it gets towards the end and you've primed everybody up, you've been able to segment out those that are really, really interested and send them specific messages so that you just know that when you send that last message that they want to, to buy, that they're very hungry for what you want. Because you're able to get rid of all of the people that, aren't interested along the process. And because what I wanted to do was a quick comparison calculation against email, right? So we're just going to take a $99 product, and we've got 10,000 people on the list, okay? So you're sending out an email to 10,000 people, you get a $99 product. Current open rates are around about 20%. A 10% click-through rate on that is quite high, but we'll run with that. And then we'll run with a higher than average 4% conversion rate, okay? So 2,000 opens, 20%, 200 clicks, 8 sales, $784 in sales, okay? That's what you can expect in running an email campaign. Doing it on Messenger, so same product, $99, 10,000 on the list, an 80% open rate, and a 50% click-through rate is not uncommon. And we're going to lower the conversion rate down to 2% rather than 4%. So 8,000, 4,000, 80 sales, so 10 times as much, basically, running the same campaign. So if you've got assets in your business already, if you've already got email campaigns set up, sales funnels, anything like that, you can just take the content and move it into Messenger. It would be a different conversation, but it's very doable. And I think we spoke about this before. Facebook ads are generally cheaper when going to Messenger. You can build entire sales funnels, and you can now accept payments inside of Messenger as well. Now, you can't build full shopping carts as yet, but if you've just got single products, and an example could be is if you're selling t-shirts, where you could just basically, it's just like if you're selling one item at a time rather than adding items to a cart. And because you can now do a Stripe integration. Have you heard of Stripe? Yep. Payment gateway in New Zealand dollars, right inside of Messenger. So they're not leaving Messenger at all. They're just going, yep, 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 bye, 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 done, boom. So,
sorry, so with the Stripe one, so even if you're targeting someone in Oz or anywhere else in the world, whatever they buy from you will be automatically converted into New Zealand dollars when it reaches your account.
I'd say it would be, yeah.
But will they
Because
see it in their local currency?
I'd have to investigate that. I'm not sure, actually. It's a good point.
So you've got to
Because
set up a separate account.
when you set up, it asks you what currency you want to use. So, yeah, you would probably have to, if somebody was in Australia, you would probably have to say, okay, this is in New Zealand dollars, and they would have to run their own calculation of what that equates to, etc. Yeah, but I was just going to say, I was really thinking more locally anyway, rather than international businesses. It could work very well for digital products, but you would have to obviously tell people that this is the currency that they're using. And if you were selling digital products, you'd probably want to do it in US dollars because it's more global and there's a bigger market.
For the, how you put up 10,000 people or 10,000
10,000, are you talking?
10,000
Rephrase the
subscribers.
question. You have to have likes to send them an email.
You would have to have, well,
So
if you built an email list, which people have done, you've got that email list sitting there. To build a messenger list, you would have to get people to subscribe to the bot.
Okay, so the idea would be that you would use your, let's say you built a really good email list, you get them to subscribe to the
Yes, you can send out emails.
And then
Okay, come and
get-
subscribe to the bot.
basically get more of a return by encouraging them to the bot than
Yep.
you would if you kept them on the email list.
Yep. And so there's all different growth tools that you can use to build that list very, very quickly.
So, kind of along the lines of that question, so the 24 plus 1, so as soon as they subscribe, you've got 24 hours to kind of connect with them? Is that what you're saying? Or
You can only send a promotional message within that.
so then how does that work afterwards if you want to still communicate with them?
Well, think about what happens if somebody sends you a message in Messenger. It's usually a friend or something, and they're saying, hey, how are you, etc., etc. So that's what I was talking about, that fine line, of walking that fine line, where you can't be pushy. You just can't be, because it's very easy to unsubscribe, And so it's really about offering value to people, value up front, as much as you possibly can, because you want to help them, So if you're being helpful, and this is what I alluded to before, a lot of the bots that I've subscribed to, I can just tell right from their first message that they want to sell me something, so I'm not even opening it. But there are others where there's one that I subscribe to, a doctor. It'd be a good one to check out. I can give you the name of that later on if you like. And he will just ask questions like, are you interested in fitness? Are you interested in learning what vitamins are? All of these different things. And he just does all of these free videos. There was one that he did the other day for people getting fit, where he showed he would jump up onto a step and then down, and he showed how you build it up. And then the last video was him saying, right, so he was jumping up onto a big log about this high. He says, right, now how to get up onto a house. And you saw him jump, and then it stopped, and it was like, more coming soon, sort of thing, So just being really friendly and affable, and, like the Messenger platform, it goes across all demographics. My mother, she's 76 years old. She's disconnected the landline, and her primary means of communication now is through Messenger, because she knows it's right there. She can contact my sister or I or anybody that she has on Messenger right there and then. So using Messenger marketing, you're going into that same space. So you have to be really, really careful. And that's why Facebook are very protective about the environment. They don't want people just spamming people. Okay.
What would an example be for, say, e-commerce, where you are trying to sell something, you're not offering service as such, you're offering a product that's not promotional for that initial message?
Well, it could be an unboxing of a product. If you've segmented people into the areas that they need to go, it could be that, it could be testimonials of people that are using the product, or showing an unboxing, or showing how the product is used.
Would you go, are you interested in seeing the testimonial? Or,
You could potentially do that, yeah. But it's always about providing value up front, And you can also, if people are showing an interest, you could offer a deep discount on the first purchase, or offering coupons or vouchers or anything like that.
But would you have to ask the question, are you interested in...
Yes, they have to reply to you first before you can send them the promotional.
Okay.
So that's where that doctor, for example, he was talking about fitness, and he showed a whole bunch of exercises of how you can improve your fitness. Then I would have been segmented into that list, and so at some point he's going to follow me up and say, look, if you're interested in fitness for over 50s or whatever, here's this course that I run on how to do this or whatever. Are you interested? Yes? Okay. And then he can send the message. Any other questions?
10,000 subscribers, what are the best sort of growth avenues for getting subscribers in the first place?
Facebook ads, definitely. So as you were talking about before, if you've already got an email list, send people messages like emails to get them over onto the platform as much as you can. There's different growth tools that you can use. If we have time and if you want to do it, we did start a little bit late. I've actually got a quiz set up that you can do so we can actually see the whole thing in operation. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah.
So on your flyers, if you've got your phones there, on the flyer, on the back, there's a scan code. And if you scan that in through Messenger, so you've got to open up Messenger. Yeah, so they do move things around a bit. Everybody has their own scan codes, so it'd be under, I think it's under that one, and
There we go.
right.
Yep.
Yep.
I open the messenger. Take a photo?
No, no. Go back.
I don't know how to go back. Oh, yes.
That one. And scan code.
Ah.
Can you tell the group how to do that?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Or,
So where does it go? Where does it go? Like I put it in, and it's no longer there. So where is
okay, no. So you go that one. Now scan it.
it? Okay. So we did it another way.
Yeah. Oh, is there a different one?
Yeah, there's a different way of doing it.
You don't need to touch anything.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know why that is. It's saying no.
We ran it through the camera. They actually pulled it in, but I can't find it again.
Okay, so go back. And it's that one. Scan code. Boom. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because it was just leaning back or something. I'm not sure.
So did you get started already?
The other way to do it. Oh, there, you're in.
Right.
Went in. And then get started. That should work.
And that should be on there full time now as a
Yep.
in the contacts.
Yep. How did everybody else go? It's all quiet, so I think people are in there.
Yeah, getting the quiz in. Read dance.
Would you be able to explain that? We've got some people watching on Facebook Live, just how to hook in.
Okay, for those that are on Facebook watching live, if you go to 42DMS, I did actually have it on here. So if you go to 42dms.com/quiz, that will do exactly the same thing as scanning the code.
No, I want to go back. I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake.
Oh no!
On the question, she wants 100% correct. There's still question 6 going. This is cool.
I know the answer.
What are you up to?
And so one of the things that you could do with this is if you're at networking events, I can actually pull out my phone and we have a scan code, and you could be talking to somebody, say, look, well, if you're interested in this, just scan this, bang, they go straight into the bot. And then,
do you have to like make your own scan code to like, do you know what I mean? Like if I was like, oh cool, like this
yeah,
is
you do.
me,
You
how
make
do
your
I-
own, everybody has their own personal scan code, inside a messenger.
Yeah.
And then for businesses, you can do the same thing as well.
Okay, so is it already there and I just need to like
It's already there.
dig it up and find it?
Yep. There are third-party applications. The one that I use and recommend is called ManyChat, manychat.com, and they have all of the different growth tools that are available, and that's one of them.
Because that's way easier than being like, oh yeah, this is my name, and it's here, and then no one does. Yeah, you're like, yeah, find me on Facebook. They're like, oh yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. And people are putting these scan codes on their business cards as well.
Oh, okay.
Just got to be careful that when you create the code, and if you're getting it printed, that you don't change anything. Because otherwise you could run into dead ends. And
Do they all look like that, or is that just something you've created? Or is that what they look like?
the outside, that's how they look, and I've created that.
Oh.
So normally what it'll do is it'll just put your business logo in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
But I got that changed out.
Yes. This is awesome.
Like, I mean, the potential is massive, but as I said before, you've got to be careful. You've got to be really careful. It's a fine line. Because if, you know, those unscrupulous marketers out there that are just pushing
Yeah.
their message all the time,
Yeah.
you get killed on this.
So now that like we've all scanned a code and done this, we're all part of your like
Yes.
subscription?
Gotcha. So what I did last time was, out of everybody that's here that's subscribed to the bot today, I'm going to give away a $200 strategy session for Messenger, if you want it, obviously. And then I was thinking about it, and I had a word with David Templeton before, because I think it would be good to do a workshop on this as well. So, looking at prices, early bird, you guys are in here doing this. It would probably be like an $800 workshop, which I was going to do for half price for anybody that subscribes. And if you're eligible, you may be eligible for the NZTE funding, and they pay half as well. So an $800 workshop down to $400. NZTE pay half, so that's $200. So you could use the strategy session $200 towards the workshop. So we could do like a couple of hours where we sit down, go through your business, work out a bot. We'd probably come up with 2. So there would be like an acquisition bot, which is to get leads into the bot, and then a monetization bot as well. Or even if you're pretty well established and you've got products and you know what to sell, that you wouldn't do a monetization bot so much as just run a campaign. So that's what the workshop would cover. We'd start in the morning. I'd actually want to find out a bit more about your business before the workshop, so I could think of some ideas for bots for when you come in. And then we just go through the whole day. We build the whole thing. By the end of it, that if it wasn't completely finished, you would have all the tools to go and just finish it off. And then I'd do like a critique, say like a week later. Any Q&As in between that time. That's if you're interested.
Yeah, I am.
So how
the
do-
thing is that like for me personally, I don't really Google stuff. I go on Facebook and search it on Facebook.
Yep.
Like if I'm looking for a new business or something, I'll search on Facebook and then it normally brings up something.
Yep.
Which I think a lot more people are sort of doing. And you know, like you're on heaps of forums and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, who'd you recommend?" And it's all just the recommendations back to the
Which
page.
is so overwhelming, because then you get like 30 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, which one do I use?
Yeah. But then I guess it's all those people that are like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for a new whatever," and they're all like, "Oh, just follow this one," and then it's all those links as well. Eh?
Yep. We're actually constructing a campaign at the moment for people that it's more to do with tourism, where people are moving into the district. So you can create an audience of people that have recently visited or are visiting Whangarei. And what we want them to do is to come in we're going to give them a whole bunch of stuff, but we want to, when they leave, we want them to unsubscribe from the bot as well, because they don't need to keep getting messages all the time, and we can just send like little helpful messages, like say if there was a tsunami warning or if there was a big storm coming, you could just send out a message to those people that are travelling in the area that this is happening, and just be prepared. And always just keeping that conversation going. We're not actually really trying to sell them something other than just provide good information, but we want them to unsubscribe as they leave. So it's all in the working out of the conversation of like whether we probably attach that into the main menu to be able to unsubscribe when they leave, or one of the last messages they get is like, make sure you unsubscribe when you leave, if you want, of course.
Do you find that like through stuff like this that people get halfway through and they're like, nah, too many messages, I don't have time for it?
This quiz is actually a bit long.
Yeah.
Yep. We already figured that out from the last time, but I didn't have time to change it for this one. Yeah.
5 questions.
Probably 5 to 6 questions was enough.
Yeah, go for it.
I only got 70%.
Oh.
You're still winning. Yeah.
You don't have to get 100%.
You probably know more than most. Attending this, so.
Yeah, so if there's any other questions.
Yeah, you said that, sorry, I was doing the quiz when you talked about the very first scan code. So did you say that we already have one set up through Facebook?
Yeah, already have a personal one.
Where do we, okay.
And it's on your phone. It's where the scanning thing was on Messenger. There's another button for your own personal code.
So you have a personal one, then what if you're managing a Facebook page for a business as well? Does it have
Well,
that
that's
as
where
well?
you.
Or is it just a personal one?
That's where you would have to probably just create. I've just got an image that I've created, and it's in Google Drive on my phone.
Yeah.
And so if I am talking to someone, I just go Google Drive, images, bot, boom, there it is, and they can scan it from there.
But it's already set up by Facebook.
You would just create, like even if you took like a screenshot or something of the Messenger code, and I just save that on in Google Drive on my phone. So if I'm out and about, I can just go into Drive, images, bot image, and there it is. And so I can show you. I can do it right now.
Sorry, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bit blonde.
It's a lot to take in, but so here I am on Google Drive. I just know that I can go into this folder, my images folder.
Google Drive.
Well, you won't have it on there.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was getting confused. 'Cause
Yeah.
So how do you find it? Sorry, I'll just go. How do you find your business one?
Yeah, that's
Like if you can find your personal one by going on your Messenger and then finding it that way.
You have to create it probably through ManyChat or one of the growth
Okay.
tools.
So you need
yeah.
to. So does everyone get that? You need to connect with, for instance, ManyChat, which is one of the growth tools to create your business bot or
Image.
business image.
Yep.
And then the code, and then you can get people hooking into it. Okay.
Yep. So there it is, just in Google Drive.
Right, okay. So,
So I got that professionally designed. Yeah. So Facebook gives you the outside and usually puts your logo in the middle. So I got the logo taken out and put my little 4T2 bot in.
does it give you in PNG or?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
And you can just create your own
Yep.
Canva in your way.
So if people wanted to go away from this and create their own code, what would be like the first steps to do that?
Good.
Well, I use ManyChat and it's on the Pro subscription, which is like $10 a month.
Okay.
And that's one of the growth tools that's within it.
So like that one's mine, my own code.
That would be your own one. Yep.
For my personal Facebook page.
Yep.
But not my business Facebook page.
That's right.
That's where I have to go through ManyChat to get.
Yep. Because ManyChat somehow links up through the API into Facebook and pulls that out. Actually, it'd be worth researching how to create your own scan code just using the Messenger platform. That would be a good one to look up. I haven't needed to. So,
Because there's a fee for the business one, isn't there?
yep, it's free, but you don't get some of the pro tools, and that's one of them. So yeah, you can sign up for ManyChat for free and get cracking. Just start creating your first bots for nothing. But when you want to use those growth tools, you've got to get a pro subscription, which is $10 a month for up to 500 subscribers. So it's a good start. And if you've got 500 subscribers, you should be making more than $10 a month.
So if you went to ManyChat and made your, like if you didn't get the pro one, you'd still have that link, for instance, or like, you don't
The
have to
link
have-
is
you have to
also
have
one
both?
of the growth tools
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. And what ManyChat would do is if you go to create a link, it'll just give you like a really scrambled, like manychat.com/something, and big scrambled mess of numbers and letters. And I've taken that and I've got my own URL shortener. And so I've forwarded that through this link.
Okay.
Do you work with marketers to facilitate that sort of stuff?
Pardon?
Do you work with marketers to facilitate that sort of stuff? So
Yep.
on behalf of someone else's client?
Yep. Cool. And if anybody's interested in the NZTE funding, Dave Templeton asked me to give out a business card for you to go and see him. So does anybody want one of these? Yeah.
So we've got that delicious platter from Love Platters.
That's very good.
Do you want one?
Thank you.
If
Yeah,
you
please.
want to hang around, have a wee chat, and ask Stephen any extra questions that you might have. But thanks so much for coming to our first, revitalised lunchbox session.
Yeah,
Um,
revitalised.
Yeah, and then we're going to be doing them fortnightly from now on. So the next one will actually be the amazing Bronnie from Empire Marketing, who's hosting a session, same time, same place, different room, but on MailChimp. So quite a good sort of flow on from today's session with Stephen. But yeah, we're really looking forward to that on the 8th of November. If you want to just jump onto the Orchard Facebook page and like that would be awesome. And then all of our events go up there as well, so you can just keep in touch and come along to any of these free sessions that may be of use to you guys. I'm also going to send out a little survey after this just to get some feedback so we can sort of tailor them going forward. So if you've got any ideas for stuff that you want to learn about, let me know because I can make it happen. Thanks guys.
Cool. And I'll let you know probably early next week who's won the strategy session or